First Hook and the Evil Queen turned good in Disney's TV show Once Upon a Time. And now Maleficent might have a heart? What's next? Cruella de Vil doing spots for the Humane Society? Maleficent is the untold story of the villain behind the classic tale of Sleeping Beauty. Angelina Jolie plays the iconic role in a tale that turns the famous story on its head. This time, instead of seeing it from the perspective of the castle and its inhabitants, we see the motives and personal repercussions of the one who brought the curse in the first place, the stone-hearted Queen of the Moors, Angelina Jolie. I mean, Maleficent. Seriously though, Jolie is so perfect for this role. It's hard to tell where the evil fairy ends and she begins. Let me put it this way. If they ever do a biopic of Angelina Jolie's life story, they should find the real Maleficent to return the favor and play the title role. Jolie is Maleficent in this, and that performance is the best thing. The subtle way she emotes both sides of the villain-hero coin here is spectacular, playing it with a mystery and growth that was captivating and gave the story a real depth that otherwise might remain untapped. Of course, much of that is that she's given some really interesting story material to work with here, powerfully capturing emotions like bitterness, regret, and love in some really powerful ways. Have you ever heard the phrase, hurt people hurt people? Well, this story reveals how deep that hurt goes for this classic villainess. I also want to give a shout out to Elle Fanning playing Princess Aurora, otherwise known as Sleeping Beauty herself. I'm not sure what sort of acting potion they're giving the kids at the Fanning home, but she's stunning here in her wide-eyed innocence and joy of discovery, becoming the perfect catalyst for Maleficent's struggle. I should also mention that the effects in this were, for the most part, amazing, bringing settings and creatures to life in really spectacular ways, with one notable exception: the three good fairies. Whatever sort of computer voodoo they tried to do with combining the real actresses' faces on these fairy creatures was incredibly off-putting and distracting. They were like some sort of real-life bobbleheads where, instead of being engaged in how they informed the story, I was more wondering how their little necks didn't snap trying to hold up the weight of those gigantic noggins. They were easily the worst thing for me, not just because of the awful CGI, but because they were completely unlikable in whatever form they took. Bumbling, unfunny, mean, and downright negligent. I honestly just wanted them to go away. In fact, if it were up to me, I would have sent a writer to inform whatever the medieval version of Child Protective Services was to save this poor girl. And really, there wasn't much nuance to them, or for that matter, anyone outside our core trio of Maleficent, Aurora, and the King. It was as if the rest of the story was constituted by cardboard cutouts and space filler, giving the movie an unfortunate feeling of predictability and dullness when we weren't with our leads. Fortunately for us, though, those moments are few and far between. At the end of the day, Maleficent is an intriguing take on an old tale. The beautiful story turns and powerful emotions play perfectly into an incredible performance by Angelina Jolie. Even with some lame periphery characters and a bit of predictability, it still manages a B+. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. You can stay tuned for this review's best ever challenge here in a bit. But first, I want to throw some stuff up over here you can click on. If you'd like to subscribe, which I'd very much appreciate, you can do that by clicking the big gray subscribe button. Want to see more? Well, you can click over here to see the other new movie this week. That's Seth MacFarlane's A Million Ways to Die in the West. You can also click the logo right up here to go to the all-new YourMovieFriend.com, where you can find a searchable database of reviews as well as the written text of these videos. And finally, this review's best ever challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to identify my choice. What is the best fairy tale movie ever? Two of my favorites have Robin Williams in them, but I went with the one where his performance was a little less animated. Drop your own answer and a guess at mine in the comments, and the first person to guess mine does get a point. Thanks, and please subscribe.